It's time to meet the starters for today's game. First for the visiting Howard Dragons. Number 3, Mark Adja. Number 5, Kevin Ruby. Number 6, Jefferson Estrada. Number 7, Cruz Norton. Number 9, Brian Barrientos. Number 11, Samson Ogunlei. Number 12, Sam Santos. Number 14, Sebastian Fonseca. Number 18, Kyle Simmons. Number 19, Darian Foss. And in goal, number 1, Luke Ryerson. The Dragons are coached by Robert Ryerson, assisted by Steve Sherman and Ken Bernstein. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starters for your CCBC Essex Knights. Number 2, Jose Hoya. Number 3, Jonathan Isagare. Number 6, Taichi Nagami. Number 10, Alexis Maldonado. Number 11, Angel Vargas Hernandez. Number 17, Tom Schroeder. Number 19, Bartu Yakan. Number 20, Aiden Hidesi. Number 28, Leon Blank. Number 33, Yukiro Akawa. And in goal, number 44, Colton Bagnall Gregg. The Knights are coached by Joe Fiedler, assisted by Zach Memo, Buck Stork, and Kobe Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, here at CCBC Essex, we embody the spirit of sportsmanship because it's an important component of being a student athlete. We ask that you please refrain from the use of profanity and let all spectators remain positive and cheering for their favorite team.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Castle here at CCBC Essex. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth with you once again, and it's the final time of the regular season that we will be bringing you some soccer action live here from the Castle. It is sophomore day. The Knights are defending the Castle against the Dragons of Howard Community College, a rich history between these two programs, and it has been all Knights over the last 14 games. The last the last 7 matchups between these two teams, the Knights have only conceded 2 goals. They really have the Dragons' number as of late. As of this season, 2 teams trending in 2 very different directions. The Knights 10-3-2 coming into this one. The Dragons, on the other hand, are respectable 7-5-1, but they started the season 6-0, and since then they're 1-5-1. So the Dragons in desperate need of a victory as we wrap up the regular season here, and the Knights are looking for a little bit of an easier showdown. The last matchup the Knights had was at Montgomery, and it was a 2-2 nail-biter, easy for me to say. Knights were down late in that one, came back, tied it up, and were able to secure the point, so to speak. Knights have not had a loss in a while. Last loss for the Knights was back on September 28th. So the Knights playing some really good soccer right now to close out the regular season, and that is exactly what Coach Fiedler wanted to see. They've got the number 9 next to their name right now. That number 9 to close out the regular season in the rankings matters very little to them right now. I'm sure they're thinking more about what the ranking is going to be when the matchups are released for the Region 20 tournament. As the Dragons looking to turn the corner, getting into the offensive zone. Tremendous deflection on the one-time shot. A beautiful centering pass, but the defense right there in the middle of the action. Now the Knights' offense on display. And there will be a whistle. It will be a freebie about 20 yards into the offensive zone. And it's a great opportunity for the Knights. And also a little sigh of relief for the Dragons, I'm sure, as the Knights were going defense to offense with some urgency there. And this at least lets the Dragons set up defensively. See how valuable that was, as it was a short-lived offensive chance. Oh, steal in the box! And the Dragons are able to steal it back and clear it out of the danger zone for now, but it will be a corner kick. And hustle gets you mighty far in life. The Knights, hustle and effort on display, creating this extra offensive opportunity. Alexis Maldonado will be the kick taker right here in front of us. This trip into the offensive zone, productive. How productive? Good strike. And another good strike as he puts it right into the box. Goalie has to go all the way to the back line. Make a clean save of the cannonball. It was a good hard strike on the corner. Dragons were there to head it away. And now it's the Dragons' opportunity for offense. They were quick into their offensive zone, defense to offense, with a whole lot of urgency. Knights' defense did not get caught out of position, though. Will the same be here? Can the same be said after this corner? Strike not as good for the Dragons on the other side of the field. Oh, couple of tremendous touches for the Knights, and now it's a race. A lot of space in front of him, but no jerseys on the race with him. And it is a clean tackle, says the referee. You knew the numbers game was going to make that run tough for the Knights. Tremendous passing display just to create that rush opportunity. A couple of really nice one-touches from the Knights, starting with the head balls. What do they have on this potential rush as a whistle blows it dead? These two teams, hot potato with possession, but they're getting it into the offensive zone. Who's going to create the first chance of the day? Jose Hoya getting back-to-back deflections, pushing that ball deeper into the offensive zone. Knights first to the 50-50 ball. Ball bouncing around between the two teams for a moment. Knights possessing it now, moving it all the way back to the line. And good ball pressure from the Dragons forwards, winning possession on a turnover in the defensive zone. Knights right there to regroup, send it away, give the defense a chance to recover. And there is a one-touch that does not go the Dragons' way. Possession for the Knights at the midfield, using the body as a shield. Oh, through the wickets on the pass. And switching fields. Dragons' defense recovering well, though. Knights stuck here at the midfield. Passing the ball well amongst themselves, though. Stretching the defense out a little bit. Where's the driving lane? Better touch there, and maybe a shot attempt was coming as the Knights were slowly pushing it into the offensive zone. And now they're keeping it here. A couple of turnovers in a row from the Dragons. Nice clear. Or excuse me, nice through ball. Dragons looking for the clear now. And a tremendous hustle Bartu Yakin, fresh off being named NJCAA Region 20 Division II Player of the Month for September. No one stops ball. He gets the shot off, but cannot get it on cage. And Yakin getting on the speedy horse to win possession and keep it in the offensive zone. And all that leading to a shot attempt from Tachi Nagomi. The Knights have certainly grabbed momentum early. And that whistle will finally give the Dragons the chance to clear it out of their zone. A long offensive possession for the Knights there. Long take. Couple of good passes. Midfielders. The Knights establishing their game early. Trying to keep that momentum. They're first to the ball, but possession is won by the Dragons. No one stops ball on them. And a nice pass right into the front of the box. But the Knights send it away. And now the big clear. Dragons looking to get right back on the merry-go-round. Couple of nice passes this time. The defense making it look easy. The steal as they were entering into the box this time. And man, oh man, a what could have been moment for the Dragons as they had that one headed in towards a good goal-scoring area. The Dragons are getting that ball deep into their offensive zone, but their chances are lightning quick. And they are not holding on to possession like the Knights have over the last minute or two. Ref plays for advantage. And oh my, what an individual move right there at the midfield. And the Knights do eventually get called for that whistle, but you love to see that fight amongst the two teams. Effort and hustle and physicality on display on both sides. Talked about the Knights owning the matchup between these two teams as of late. 11 straight wins for the Knights against this Dragons team. Common opponents this year against, or when you look at the common opponents amongst these two teams this year, the Knights 10-0-2, Dragons on the other side 6-5-1. The only teams that both programs were unable to beat was the Montgomery team and Hartford. Those are both ties for the Knights. The Montgomery game, Howard, they wanted to put that one behind them as soon as it happened. On the other side, just a 2-0 loss to the Fighting Owls for the Raptors, or excuse me, for the Dragons. Different kind of reptile. Knights could not get that ball past the midfield. Dragons have it and get caught with that ball crossing the line at just the worst time as he was getting ready to put that one in towards the box. And if the Knights don't get a good, strong clear on that, Dragons could have had a real nice bouncing ball situation with a black jersey right there in a good goal-scoring area. Two teams trading what could have been opportunities now. Who's going to break through with the game's first shot on goal? Knights poking it away, keeping it there, but the missile right to Yakin, but he couldn't control it. That missile part made that difficult. Big part of what has grabbed this early momentum for the Knights is they are faster and quicker to the 50-50 balls. Seems like they are getting to those balls almost every time. Possessions for the Dragons, few and far between, but they're making the most of it. The Knights, oh my, almost making the most of that. As he got ahead on it, Yakin it was, another laser crossing the field. A beautiful pass, but a dangerous situation as we see a player down on the field. He's up, hoping to stay in the game, and he will. And a missed opportunity, that's all it is. That's all it will be. But my, oh my, the first moment for these fans here at the Castle to get up and out of their seats. A tremendous pass. And then Yakin really lowering his head. Usually you go up for the head ball. That time sticking his nose right there in the middle of the action. In the danger zone, so to speak. And almost 15 minutes into the first half, the Knights looking for more. This time it's Yakin with the pass. Shot, and it's just wide. Maldonado. Those bright orange cleats, a tremendous job of controlling that pass. One or two dance moves to open up the shooting lane. Just could not get that on net. And the two teams still searching for the game's first shot on goal. And technically, the Knights do have one shot on goal with that cannonball catch, remember, on the back line. I guess what I should say is the two teams looking for their first real moment to test the goalie. Dragons on the other end, still searching for their first shot on goal. Some chances for these two teams offensively, starting to pile up here in this first 15. Nothing substantial just yet. Turnover in the defensive zone that time from the Knights. Put them in a compromising spot. Turn and got that ball into the position they wanted it, the Dragons. No one there to put a body on it. And the Knights quickly got that ball into their offensive zone, but could not walk the tightrope. Nagomi lost it at the last second. Knights getting a chance to run into one, switching fields. And this time it's the Dragons who are first to the 50-50 ball. The flip side to that is it is the Knights' turn to put the pressure on with the forwards and midfielders. They are everywhere. Dragons could not find the clearing lane. Knights finding the shooting lane, but a big deflection. Knights still searching. Oh, a couple of nice touches and another chance to run into one. And how about a second? Or I guess it really was the third. And And the third time was not the charm. 2 deflections for the Dragons defense, buying themselves the time to eventually get possession. Are they able to clear it out of their defensive zone? Not that time. Nice move to turn around one defender, but the second was right there. Again, possession staying on this side. They're able to kick it out from underneath or over top the goalie. It was tough to see from this angle, but we know the Knights won that race, and they have got goal number 1 on the board. Oh my, what a moment and what a play. One for the highlight reels. We'll have to check the official score. Down there on the field to see who was the goal scorer there, because it's tough to see from that angle. We know for sure the Knights, they had grabbed momentum early, and now they've got something to show for it. Oh, Maldonado around one, setting up a teammate, but the pass intercepted. And it's Jose Hoya with the goal for the Knights. Felipe Oliveira with the assist. And the Knights, 4.9 is their goals per game average. And they strike for number 1. We still have 27 minutes left in the first half. Dragons looking for a quick answer and almost finding it, but instead finding the hands of Bagnell Drought, trying to test that far post with a low shot. Full extension from the Knights goalie on the first shot he sees. Tremendous save. Knights going defense to offense with some urgency, but cannot. Once again, they cannot walk the tightrope. That ball over the line by just half an inch. And another offensive chance for that Dragons team where they were quick to get that ball into their offensive zone. This time, they were at least able to get one on the goal. They had something to show for it, but nothing on that big board that they're excited about, as they're still down 1. They're still searching for a way to grab the momentum, or at least just grab a long possession where they can give their defense a chance to catch a breather. The field certainly tilted onto the Knight side for most of this day, as we see a nice through ball and another chance as we just saw moments ago. This time the defense with the big play, though. But it'll be a corner and a chance to keep it on this side, at least for a moment. Second corner of the day for the Dragons. The first one, not their best effort. What do they have here on the second go-round? They're finding strong passes on that through ball. Back-to-back trips into the offense. Passes into scoring areas. We saw 2 different ones from the Dragons there. First the initial corner and then the head ball into an even better goal-scoring area. What a race! And a clean tackle, says the ref. Samson Agonley, maybe the fastest man on the field after that. He's making a case for it. Knights going to get caught off sides by just a hair, and they get caught on the wrong side of a bouncing ball. Usually you catch a bouncing ball in an area like that, and it's a gift. And this time, just got caught on the wrong side of the defense. Sure, that's got to be a frustrating one for the Knights. They thought they had goal number 2, a little breathing room before halftime, and instead it's still a 1-goal game. Oh! Oliveri poked it away, but the Dragons quickly recover. Knights were getting ready for something spectacular. Or maybe just delaying the inevitable with that stop, as the Knights were quickly once again searching for the spectacular. Jose Hoya looking for an apple this time as he enters into the goal-scoring area, setting up a teammate with a tremendous shooting opportunity. A save made that time from the keeper. May need to make another one here as the Knights once again entering into their offensive zone. Turnover starting to pile up here for the Dragons. The heel flick. Oh, the shimmy shake. Another one. And it's off the goalie's leg. What a play. Put that to some music and send it to the scouts. That was some great teamwork and some great individual play on display from a couple different Knights there. An all-around unselfish play from Coach Fiedler's squad entering into the zone. Couple different players maybe could have taken that shot. Hats off to the goalie. Tremendous. And into the back of the net. This Knights team now 2 goals off of their average. We still have a whole nother second half in front of us. Dragons need to answer quickly. Need to find a way to, at best, slow this, or excuse me, I should say, at worst, slow this offense down and hold them scoreless for the rest of this first half. At best, from their perspective, they need an answering goal. They've entered into goal-scoring areas a few times over the last 5 to 10 minutes. They've even gotten 2 on net. But still being shut out here today. This Dragons team does average a lot of a lot of shots. They have 314 shots on the season. That's more shots than this Knights team averages. They also sit just below this Knights team in shots on goal in 149 with 149. And they're well above this Knights team in penalty kicks. Excuse me, that's corner kicks. 101 corner kicks for this Dragons team. They get the ball deep into their offensive zone. And we've seen that a few times here today. Just like we saw right there. Again, getting the ball into the box, but still a 0 on the board. The Knights defense, right time, right place to make the stop. Talked about this Dragons team and the hot start they had to the season, 6-0, but 1-5-1 since then. Their last win back on October 1st against Southern Maryland. Dragons could not play that closer to them, as that looked like maybe a gift. quickly turned into a missed opportunity. Under 20 minutes to play in the first half. We see a nice move at the midfield from the Dragons, but then quickly it's turned over. And they cannot get the numbers on their side as they're entering into their offensive zone. Everything has been on that through ball, and now the Knights not getting caught. Out of position, keeping that ball right there in front of them. Dragons are going to have to find another way. Tough part of that is the Knights have established the pace, and they're not going to back off of it. There may be some similar numbers between these two teams when you look at the deep dive in numbers, but there are certain numbers that are not close at all, that reflect the game that we've seen as we see a nice play develop right in front of us, quickly into the offensive zone. Beautiful cross into a scoring area. And that was a blink and you missed it moment for the Knights, flirting with goal number 3. And if they could have found the back of the net with that one, it would have been their 77th goal on the season. They came into this one 74 goals scored. Of course, added 2 more in this first half. And on the other side, Howard, the Dragons, only 34 goals scored on the season. Offense has been tough to come by for this Dragons team, a big part of why I'm sure the season hasn't gone their way as of late. You look at the defensive numbers, they're a little bit closer between these two teams. Goals against average for the Dragons, exactly 2. And for the Knights, it's 1.1. 2 strong defensive squads. When your defense spends the whole game, or at least the whole half, on their heels like they have here today against the Knights, it's hard to create those offensive opportunities. You need defense to offense. You need those transition opportunities. Dragons, not getting enough of them. The Knights, an abundance of them. As we see one get played off the back of the head, still with the flick motion, the Knights trying to center it over to a teammate. That certainly would have been amazing. Dragons getting the deflection, winning the 50-50 ball, and a nice pass, splitting 2 defenders. Dragons into their offensive zone. It's an even rush, though. Dragons a chance to keep it here after the throw in. Switching fields, getting the legs tangled up there, and that is an early gift. As the Dragons were looking to switch fields and turn and go, Truce Norton was the target on that pass. Legs got tangled up with a Knights player, and it is a free kick opportunity. About 10 yards outside the box. Players looking to get underneath of it. They go for the short kick. And the Knights deflect it. Jose Hoya gets a leg on it. And it'll be a corner for the Dragons. 15 minutes left in the first half. Dragons, their third corner, their second, much better than the first, is the third time the charm. A lot of mustard on that dog. Knights are there first, but the Dragons, chance to keep it here, and no, it's sent a little further up the field. And now the Knights looking across the midfield. Through ball, splitting the defense. One-on-one with the goalie, and what a save! Oh, my! A tremendous rush that has not ended just yet. Knights quickly into the offensive zone, looking for more, and the goalie got a hand on it. What a spectacular sequence. What a game. You can sit back down in your seat, at least for right now. Couple of tremendous plays offensively from the Knights. But the goalie right there. The song and dance remains the same here in this one, at least for now. 2-0 the Knights. Still searching, though. And sometimes you play goalie, it is kill or be killed. And on one of those, at least one of them, it was certainly that. The ball playing off the chest. My, oh my. What a game here. Dragons into the box. The angle cut off. Possession still had by the Knights, or excuse me, the Dragons. And maybe that was a Freudian slip as the Knights quickly grab possession back for themselves. No angle as they got that ball pretty much as deep as you can get it into their offensive zone, but the Knights defense right there. And pretty much everywhere else they looked. Strong defensive performance from Coach Fiedler and his squad continue. The boys came ready to play here on sophomore night, looking to close the regular season out and finish this strong stretch of games that they're on right now. No losses yet in the month of October. Oliveri trying to snake it around a defender. Knights keeping the foot on the pedal, and what a shot. A quick strike as he had that ball maybe 2-3 yards outside of the box. And he had it for maybe half a second, and it was off the foot with a lot of gas. Goalie got just a piece of it, and he is alert and ready for what's coming next. Corner kick, far sideline from the Knights. Towards the near post, and somebody was there to send it away. Knights looking to get right back on the offensive merry-go-round. Through ball. Oh, stolen right away as the defender thought he was clearing that, and then it was just quickly sniped away. A little dangle move, so to speak. Oh, what an effort to get up there and get the foot on it from that position. The style points counted for anything. The Knights would have had one on that. Not just the swipe move, taking the ball away from the defender. Then the karate move on the shot attempt. And when you're hot, you're hot. And the Knights, 8 shots on goal in this first half. 2 goals scored. And in complete control. Oh, my. Another one for somebody's highlight reel. It looked like Dad in the backyard backing down 2 kids. Dad missed the layup, though. Dragons looking for the clear. They got it past the midfield. And with the way this first half has gone, every time they get it into their offensive zone, it feels like a little victory. So much time on their heels as we see a tremendous move on the one touch from Danny Nestoric. Another swipe move. Defender thought he was in the perfect position. The offense just slides on over to the other side. And here comes another corner kick for the Knights. This one is going to come with under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Substitutions checking in for both teams. It's a corner kick from the near sideline. This time it goes to the far post, and the goalie is able to come off the line and get the mitts on it. Luke Ryerson, starting goalie for the Dragons. He's made quite a few spectacular saves. There's another one right there. But here's another opportunity for offense. And the corner kicks on that side for the Knights. Not as good so far here today. And that one will split the uprights. You better be careful with that. Jets and the Bills may give that guy a call. Oh, nice move with the head. Flicking it over into space, and look how quick the Knights are finding themselves in the goal-scoring area. Dragons defense recovers initially. If there is a driving lane to be found, the Knights are going to find it. As Coach Fiedler not happy with what he saw on that pass attempt. Knights are able to secure the biscuit, keep it here for a moment. And Hoya will play it over the line and give the boys a chance to regroup as the Dragons quickly were moving it into their offensive zone. They'll have to search a little harder. Oh, nice move. Flicked it over his head, but Hoya quickly recovered. Now, we have seen some great skill on display. The Knights have had many more opportunities to display that skill, or their skill. The Dragons, they've certainly displayed it more than a few times. I'm sure it's a big reason why they got to feel some hope headed into the second half. Even with the offensive chances being few and far between, it's still only a 2-goal game, and they've had their looks. Just not able to pile them up with as much frequency as the Knights are. 3 or 4 long through balls that headed in towards a goal-scoring area, 2 of which the Warriors, Dragons, were able to get good quality shots on goal. It's still that 0 on the big board. Well, that is a sight that Knights fans have gotten used to seeing when they come to the park. 6 shutouts from this Knights team this season, this defense. One of the strongest defenses at this level. We'll have to show off the skill here once again as the Dragons into the offensive zone. Moves a little further into the offensive zone. Dragons getting excited about how close the goal is. The flip side of that coin, when you have it on a throw-in like that, defense in perfect position, find a way around them. Dragons unable to do that. It's tough to catch this Knights team sleeping, defensively particularly, on those set pieces like that, whether it's free kicks, corners, or throw-ins. You really got to have a nice little measure of luck and find those bouncing ball situations where you can get one in and around the goal and catch the lucky bounce going your way, unlucky bounce going the other way. Of course, all the lucky bounces in this first 45 going the Knights' way. Will that be the case when we come back for the second half? I have to stick around with us and find out. We still have about 2 minutes left in this first half. The Knights will take over possession on the goal kick, and they can hold on for the final look at offense with the way they've been passing the ball and controlling time of possession. And then, of course, the way that they are moving the ball right now, it may be a quick strike. Quickly into their offensive zone, over 90 seconds left in the first half. Dragons watch it play over their head, but quickly are able to recover. Possession still stays with the Knights, now under 90 seconds to play in the first half. Dragons 2 head balls in a row. Get it out of the danger zone, and the whistle should keep it out, as now there's 65 seconds left in the first half. Jose Hoya and Alexis Maldonado, the 2 goal scorers for the Knights in this first half. But the Dragons have kept the Knights scoreless over the last 20 minutes or so, and that certainly will keep their hopes alive as we come back for the second half. Dragons will try and find the adjustment at halftime that gets them back into this game. And the Knights, well, they're going to come back for the second 45, and they're going to continue playing their game. Can the Dragons answer and find a way to at least get 1 goal closer? Or is sophomore night going to be all nights? We've had a few questions answered in the first 45, but we've got a few more questions to be answered in the second 45. Stick around with us and find out those answers. Welcome back to the Castle, ladies and gentlemen. Number 9 ranked Knights in their final regular season game of the year. Sophomore night here at the Castle, and they are in the middle of a 2-0 game against the Howard Community College Dragons. The Knights are up 2-0. Jose Hoya and Alexis Maldonado, the two goal scorers in the first half. Hoya with a beauty that he just sneaked by the goalie on the near post on a race where it was just the two of them. And then Maldonado on a nice feed from Hoya for the game's second goal. And just a little bit too much action there from Angel Vargas Hernandez. So he had two black jerseys right there next to him, trying to find a way to either split him or get the ball around him. They'll have to settle for none here. Knights trying to continue to play their game and keep this Dragons team at an arm's length. They feel good about where they stand coming into this second 45. Dragons, on the other hand, I'm sure they talked adjustments. Will we be able to see those adjustments, and will they pay off? One of the many questions that are on the minds of some of these players, coaches, and fans in attendance for this game. Some of those fans are from a local youth soccer program here, taking in the action from some of the big boys. Yeah, practice makes perfect, but I always thought and still do believe that part of good practice is watching and learning from those who are better. A great opportunity for some of those young boys and girls here in attendance to watch some great action at the Castle, whether it's men's soccer like we have here tonight or when the women are on the field. It's always great action on the turf. And there's still a few more times that you'll be able to catch this Knights team in action this season as CBD comes off the line and cuts the angle off. Could not secure the biscuit, but he's delayed the shot attempt enough for one of his teammates to come in and clear it off the line, and it is a corner kick for the Dragons, an opportunity for a goal that would really change things. Ball's up, and the Knights are there, sending it away with the head first. And as that ball leaves the danger zone, and the Knights take over possession, I'll get back to what I was saying just a moment ago, is you will have a chance to catch this Knights team in action at least one more time as the Region 20 tournament is right around the corner. You'll have to check out the CCBC Essex website for when and where those games will be taking place, as my oh my, a tremendous defensive play just took place right in front of us. An even rush into the offensive zone, 2-on-2 breakaway. The Dragons almost carried it the distance. They got a chance to load up and fire the big gun, but right there was the deflection on the slide tackle. The Dragons have made a little adjustment here in the second half, at least early in the second half, and it is creating at least a few more offensive chances. It's also creating a chance for them to keep this ball on this side of the field as we're 5 minutes into this second half. 5 minutes into this second half, and the field tilted in the Dragons' direction right now. Knights trying to quickly change that as we saw a nice one-touch with the heel. And is that going to be a corner? It will. I think that was Yakin who played it off the heel to himself. Now what do the Knights have with their first good look at offense in the second half? Corner kick, far sideline. Ball's up in the air. Good strike. A lot of air on that. And oh my, it was off the head of a Knights player, but right up the elevator chute. And an easy save for Ryson once again, even with all the bodies around him. And these two teams are one goal away from a brand new ball game. Who is going to get that one goal, though? Are the Knights going to find themselves up 3 and turning the comeback trail into a comeback mountain for this Dragons team? Or are the Dragons going to find that one goal and get themselves one goal away from a brand new ball game? It's got to start with one. They want to see the other side of the comeback trail. They've got to get the lid off the cookie jar. Keeping the game scoreless over the last 20 minutes or so of the first half. I think that was a real small victory for that Dragons team. It really looked like the Knights were firing on all cylinders offensively. Dragons trying to turn that small victory into a potential big victory with a strong second half comeback. The Knights trying to erase all hope of that right here with a big free kick opportunity. Still 10 minutes into this second half. The ball about 10 yards outside of the box. Two-man wall. It's up and over the wall, and it is rolling onto the other side of the field and out of play. Good strike. Knights couldn't do much with it. Still knocking on opportunity's door after the throw-in. Jose Hoya plays it right back into the offensive zone. And the Knights, before that whistle, a couple of 50-50 balls where they were just first to it, poking it back into the offensive zone, making that offensive possession longer and longer and longer for themselves. That is a big part of what got them in the strong position that they were in the first half. We start to see that more and more in the second half. It may be a long second 45 for this Dragons team. We knew at least part of the adjustment, or their plan for an adjustment, the Dragons in the second half, was going to be figuring out a way to get that ball out of their defensive zone and create more transition opportunities for themselves. Of course, you want odd man rushes on those transition opportunities, but if it's an even man rush, you'll take that too. Just get the ball out of your defensive zone and into a goal-scoring area with possession. And they did that more than a few times in the first 5 minutes of the second half. But the last 5 minutes, it's going all Knights. And now it's all Knights in a really interesting spot. About 15 yards outside the box, but right from the center of the field. A tremendous opportunity to get this ball up and over the wall and right onto the net. Free kick that they had minutes ago was from the other sideline, the far sideline. Still a good goal-scoring area, but nothing like this right here. 4-man wall set up for the Dragons. 2 players near the ball for the Knights. And it's one and done off the post. Who makes the save? And then the deflection on the second effort. What a strike. But the friendly neighborhood post made the save. Swinging in like Spider-Man to keep the hopes alive for the Dragons. What a moment. And the moment continues. Corner kick near sideline. Hands are up. Ball follows. A lot of mustard on that dog, but someone's there to get a head on it. And now the volley attempt and a couple of deflections for the defense. Knights defense quick to get back into position. Slow down the transition opportunity for the Dragons. And the Knights grabbing the momentum here in the second half, or should I say reestablishing the momentum that they had already grabbed in the first half. And there is a costly turnover by the Dragons. How costly? It cost them possession. And it may cost them a bit more as possession stays on this side of the field. And it is another freebie for the Knights in a great goal-scoring area. And my, oh my, it's like Goldilocks. They had one from the far sideline, one from the middle, now one from the near. And the third time is not the charm. It was a good strike. Ball had a magnet on it, and so did a Knights player's head. But it didn't result in a goal. Instead, they split the uprights, and somebody will be getting a call from somebody in the NFL at some point later tonight. The Knights have now split the uprights on both sides of the field. I've yet to see anybody in the NFL split the uprights with their head, as we just saw a moment ago from the Knights. Almost 15 minutes into the second half, the Knights grabbed the momentum once again and are hunting for the first goal of the second half, and they are getting closer and closer. Triangle set up on this near sideline. A couple of nice passes. The Dragons defense making the play just in the nick of time. Oh, what a pass! And it's an easy break towards the goal. Once again, it's Maldonado. You cannot miss those bright orange cleats out there on the field, and you saw him breaking towards the ball and towards a great goal-scoring area, and he's got an opportunity for the trick. Get the hats ready, fans. He'll be looking for number 3 next time he enters the zone. And we get the official score on that. It is Alexis Maldonado, 58th minute, assisted by Tachi Nogami. Tachi, the third different player to pick up a point here tonight. It was the Jose Hoya and Philip Oliveri show, along with Alexis Maldonado. So, excuse me, fourth player to pick up a point. Math was never my strong suit. Oliveri had the assist on the last 2 goals. Nogami gets the assist on that one. So that is 3 goals by 2 different players here tonight. And let's check those totals for Alexis Maldonado on the season. Came into this one with 9 goals scored, so that brings him to 11 goals on the season. Had 24 points coming into this one. A couple more now as we see some words being exchanged by everybody. And a player down on the field. 30 minutes and 39 seconds left in this second half. Trainer is out on the field, so we will take a break with the 2 teams. We'll be back with the action when it returns. Injured player is heading off the field under his own power. So that's a great sight to see. Play will resume here in a moment. Gives me another opportunity to thank all of you at home for joining us on this evening and for joining us all season long. The action on the turf is what makes it exciting, but you guys at home make it a little extra special. It's a family affair here at CCBC Essex, and you guys are certainly part of the family. Oh, my goodness. Could not find the back of the net, though. Instead, it's over the goal, and that one was almost one for the highlight reels. You guys at home, I hope you checked out a game at some point this season live at the Castle. And if you didn't, I hope you check out that CCBC Essex Athletics website and figure out the Region 20 schedule when it is finally posted. And I hope to see you at one of those games coming up sooner than later. I believe they're scheduled to take place the week of October 24th. Region 20 action for all the marbles, so to speak. It's always intense, the action, but it's that much more intense when it is win or go home. Because the reality of playing at this level is there's a couple players out there who may be playing for the final time. At least in a team setting, with some high stakes. The dream doesn't continue for everyone. So you have those moments like the tournament when it's win or go home. You can guarantee yourself that you got a bunch of players on the field that are willing and ready to put everything on the line. And that action is just days and weeks away. And as exciting as that is, there is always a bitter, sweet feeling to it, because it does also symbolize the end of the road for us as fans as well. The soccer season coming to an end here at CCBC Essex. But the silver lining in that, of course, you know what I'm going to say. The action on the hardwood It is about to kick off. The tip-off for women's basketball here at CCBC Essex is just weeks away. I saw that media day for Coach Sini's squad was earlier this week. All the players getting out and getting used to getting in front of the camera. Though you never have to ask the basketball players to get in front of the camera. They are certainly not shy. Excited to show their skills and their passion, just like the men and women have done all season long out here on the pitch. My goodness, what a play. Good strong strike. Excellent timing. The action is slowed down here a little bit. Oh, what a move! And my goodness, if style points counted for anything, the Knights would have been headed towards a game breaker on that one as he hopped up and around with the circle move with the spinneroonie. It's another free kick for the Knights. And Aiden Hidesi did a great job of climbing up to the tippy top of the ladder to get his head on that, but could not direct it towards the goal. Instead, it goes right up the elevator chute and out of play. And as we approach 20 minutes played in this second half, the Knights still in control of this one. The offense has slowed down just a little bit. Not attacking the goal with the same consistency as they were in the first half. The first half adjustments for the Dragons, well, they certainly haven't paid off fully, but they've at least slowed this Knights team down a little bit. That third goal, though, maybe it was the dagger. Dragons certainly run out of time. They need just about everything to go their way from here on out if they want to reverse the losing streak that they're in, not just this season, but to this Knights team overall. 11 straight losses to Coach Fiedler's Knights. Oh, nice move to win possession at the midfield. Darian Paz. And he gets the feet tangled up with the Knights captain. And possession will stay with the Dragons. And this could be just what the doctor ordered. An opportunity for a bouncing ball and maybe get a lucky one. At least slow down the offense for the Knights. Catch a break for yourselves. And let a little doubt creep in the minds of these Knights players, as right now they're feeling good and living better. And when it rains, it pours. It's been one of those days for this Dragons team. They get that freebie opportunity, and they cannot get it in towards the goal. And again, the same kind of opportunity as they get a tremendous offensive play. Started from a one-on-one take. And a good cross. Even better head ball. Just wide of the post. And the tough day at the office continues for this Dragons team. As not only do they miss out on that offensive chance, now they're watching the Knights go defense to offense with some urgency. That urgency and speed was slowed down for a moment. But the attack has not stopped. Or has it? It hasn't. It looked like the Dragons had won possession and were headed in towards the offensive zone, but now quickly it's headed the other way again. Sliding in towards the middle. Centering pass intercepted. Dragons now. Defense to offense with some urgency. 4-on-5. Numbers game for the Knights, too much. No driving lane. And they could not turn the corner and get around that defender. No space to be had for the Dragons. Defense smothering for the Knights. Are they in the middle of their 7th shutout? It's starting to look like that potentially. Oh, what a passing display, but that one just needed a little bit more mustard. One pass, two pass, the third pass was headed towards the back of the net potentially. What could have been? Hear the cries from the field. Tough scene there as he certainly took a hard shot. You leave your feet. It's hard to protect yourself. Tough scene as the trainer comes out onto the field. We'll take a break with the two teams. 3-0 is the score on the big board. 21-28 left in the game. Quick break that time. Two teams. Little hot potato with possession after the restart. Knights trying to keep it in their offensive zone. Dragons trying to clear it. And the whistle will give the Dragons a real opportunity to clear it this time. Offsides. Not many times we have seen that call here today. It was the opposite in the first half where we saw, 3-4 really solid through balls find their way through the defensive line of the Knights. Here in the second 45, no such chances for the Dragons. This Knights team not allowing anything to get over their heads. You can see that was clearly the adjustment from them, limiting those through ball opportunities. They were starting, to do that themselves on the field. Those chances were slowing down in the late stages of the first half. And now they have dried up here in half number 2. As we see a nice little heel flick. And now the give and go, but a little bit too much mustard on the dog. And the Knights, they can certainly afford to miss a few of these opportunities, but the theme for them in this second half seems to be a dollar short, a minute late. Good, solid opportunities starting to take place, starting to take shape, I should say. Not getting a chance to load up the gun and pepper the goal. Well, maybe we're seeing that here. Centering pass and deflected before it got to its target. I think that was Vargas Hernandez with the pass in towards the middle. And oh my, blink and you missed it. Dragons looking to turn the corner, and they'll get the corner. What can they do with it? Sam Santos has been on the receiving end of most of those through balls into the offensive zone for the Dragons. That time he got it and came oh so close to turning the corner and heading towards a goal-scoring area. Corner kick near sideline towards the back post, and again they split the uprights. Comeback hopes certainly on life support for this Dragons team. Getting them confused with the Raptors of Montgomery, which was the last matchup for this night's team. 2-2 tie at Montgomery, their final D1 matchup of the season, as we see number 11, Hernandez, in the action once again near sideline. And a couple of deflections between the two teams. Throw in for the Knights. Wouldn't say all in all we've seen sloppy play from the Knights in this second half. But we have seen a few more plays like that, turnovers, with the action just slowing down a little bit. As we see an amazing one, and did it go over the line? I think the referee said someone was offsides. Or no, it did go over the line. Oh, my. The Zidane goal as it bounces off the post and over the line. 16 minutes left in the contest, and we may have seen the best goal of the game. What a beauty. It'd be tough for them over there at the scores desk to score that one, as that was a quick deflection, and it is Bartu Yakin. Felipe Oliveri, his third assist of the day. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, Felipe, you don't have to see the doctor for quite some time. 3 apples today for number 7, and Bartu Yakin getting in on the goal-scoring action. That is Bartu Yakin's 18th goal of the season. "78 goals scored on the year for Coach Fiedler's squad, and they are looking for maybe one more, as another free kick for them deep in their offensive zone. Just about 10 yards outside the box. Good-looking opportunity for offense. Nogami and Izagiri are over by the ball. Izzy touched it over to Nogami. Nogami sent it blasting right into the wall. So the free kicks. No goals for the Knights, but more than a few opportunities for them on those set pieces. And this time the goalie quick to come off the line and make the save. He has had a couple of saves that will certainly find their way onto his highlight reel And they'll find the desktops of some of these college coaches. But overall, an afternoon at the office that he will certainly not be happy about. Not getting the result that his team was hoping for coming into this one. 11 straight losses, and it looks like it's going to move to 12 straight losses to this Knights team. Coach Fiedler and the Knights, they've got the number of this Howard Community College Dragons team. And the winless streak goes back to October 1st. That was the last victory for this Howard team. Be 4 losses and a tie since then after today's tough defeat at the hands of the Knights. From the Knights' perspective, a tremendous close to the regular season and a tremendous finish to the campaigns for some of these Knights players. A whole mess of sophomores on this team. Jose Hoya, a sophomore. Tachi Nogami, a sophomore. Felipe Oliveri is a freshman, so we may see him again next year. Teti Kichio is a sophomore. Bartu Yakin, a sophomore. Aiden Hidesi, a sophomore. Cameron Negoff, a sophomore. Luke Wise, a sophomore. Yutori Yakawa, a sophomore. And in goal, Colton Bagnell Drought, a sophomore as well. All of those Knights players playing in their final regular season home game. And they are hoping they've got a whole mess of more games on the season as we see it taken away from the goalie. Nope, it is going to go back to the goalie as he was able to get a hand on it. As soon as he touches it, gets one finger on it, it's his ball. And the referee says he was able to do that. These two teams could match up at some point in the Region 20 tournament if it gets to that. Of course, you'd think the seeding probably going to have these two teams matching up maybe in the second round if it gets to that point, even with the fall from grace for this Dragons team. That 6-0 start still going to put them above 500 on the year. Though I don't know how many more regular season games they have, if they have any more after this one. Will they finish above 500? That's the question, I guess, for them. These two teams could match up in the Region 20 tournament. Dragons, of course, will be looking for revenge if that's the case. Coach Fiedler's squad, they'll be looking to handle the business. Every game for them is business as usual. That's got to be the mindset for them, or at least part of the mindset as we head in towards tournament time. The final 10 minutes of the regular season, it is here and now. The Knights are 10 minutes away from moving to 11-3-2 on the season. They'll move to 6-1-1 at home. And they are 9 minutes and 40 seconds away from potentially their 7th shutout of the year. I think that is just an absolutely amazing stat when you take a step back and look at it from the big picture point of view. 11 victories on the season, 7 with a clean sheet. This defense and the goalie behind them, they are tough to beat when they are allowed to play their game. At one point, the Knights had a little trend that was working against them of a couple games in a row getting down early. It was 3 games in a row where they surrendered the game's first goal, and they have reversed that trend and put it behind them in a big way. But also maybe that trend hardened them, so to speak, a little bit, as they had that big come-from-behind game at Montgomery against a Division I opponent, and they were able to grow as a team, but also secure a big decision in a 2-2 tie. Getting that decision to go that direction secured the fact that at least to start October, no losses yet for Coach Fiedler's squad. They are hoping, and they are going to do everything that they can to make sure that that trend continues. And if it does, it could be a magical season. From my perspective up here in the broadcast booth, it's always a magical season every time I get a chance to put the headset on. And we are closing in on the final 7 minutes of this regular season, this magical regular season, which means I want to take just one more opportunity to say thank you to all of you fans at home for joining us all season long. It is almost over. And we saw one almost squeak by in the most spectacular of fashion. Would have been the perfect way to end the season, I'm sure. From the Knights' perspective, at least the perfect way to end the regular season. From my perspective up here, the perfect way to end it is thanking all of you guys at home and all of the people who wear CCBC Essex hats. No matter what shape and size the hat is, no matter what job you do around campus, I want to thank you for making this another spectacular season of soccer. It is made possible by the people who work here and you guys at home. And, of course, the action on the turf. It has been so much fun all season long. Seems like just a week ago we were kicking it off with a doubleheader of men's and women's soccer action. But that is always the case here. We dropped the ball for tip-off. You blink and you missed it. The regular season is over, and we're talking about whatever sport is to come next. I know that's going to be the case for women's basketball as well. We'll throw the ball up for the tip-off on that one. Blink and you missed it. We'll be talking about spring sports. Lacrosse and baseball. Oh, my, what a shot. What a better save. My goodness. A huge strike on the volley, one touch. He made that look easy, and the goalie ensured to all of us it wasn't. A laser of a shot to the bottom corner, and another tremendous save. Ryerson, the keeper for the Dragons, he just continues to pile up the beauties. Substitutions checking into the game here for the Dragons. No substitutions up off the bench for Coach Fiedler's squad. Looks like he may run with these gentlemen on the field for this final 4 minutes. There is one group that I have yet to thank, though, that certainly needs thanking. And that is our good friends at Chick-fil-A Nottingham Square. They were here once again catering the action. And they are with us all season long. And they'll be with us when we head inside for women's basketball as well. They're with us no matter where we are. The men and women who wear the CCBC Essex hats, they keep the lights on. The good folks at Chick-fil-A Nottingham Square, they keep our bellies filled while we watch the great action unfold in front of us. And this season of soccer has been no exception. And how many tremendous games have we seen here this year? Some comebacks from the Knights, a couple of nail-biters. Really some tremendous goals we've seen this year, too. And, of course, my favorite, the defense. You can always guarantee yourself some good defense from Coach Fiedler's squad. Coach King's squad was no different this year. The women were supposed to play in game number 1 today. These two programs, women's teams, were supposed to square off at 5 o'clock, but that game was canceled due to the tough season that the women had at Howard Community College this year. And that is the nature of this level of competition. Sometimes you have some thin years in terms of players that you are fielding for the team. Lord knows if you've been around this CCBC Essex program, there has been some years like that for a couple of different teams. The women's team was actually one of those teams not too long ago, but Coach Fiedler and Coach King, a big part of turning that women's program around. Where will their season end? They're headed to the same place this men's team is. They are headed to the Region 20 tournament. They are headed exactly where they wanted to be when the season started. The goal for both soccer teams here at CCBC Essex, when we dropped the ball on the season, was finish the regular season on a strong note with more wins than losses, punch a ticket to the conference tournament, punch a ticket to the Region 20 tournament, and maybe, just maybe, punch a ticket to the national tournament. That's the last thing on the to-do list. Can they get it done? Only time will tell. That's the final question to be asked. At least so far. If they can get that one done, well, there'll be one more question to ask. How far can they go? But that question, we'll wait a little on that one. For now, the final question today is, will we see you at the Region 20 tournament when it comes time? Check out the CCBC Essex Athletics website for dates and information, because that's where they're headed. The regular season has come to a close. 11 wins on the year for Coach Fiedler's squad. Congratulations. 7 of them with clean sheets. What a regular season. And the postseason should be special as well. Aaron Thomas for the final time today and the final time in the regular season saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We'll see you next time.